Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Oculus Quest 2. Today I'm going to be unboxing it, seeing what's in the box, getting it set up and getting my first impressions in. So it is in this sort of plastic wrap, but I don't actually need to do anything with that because there's this little tab here, so I can just sort of pull that and look at that. That's what we like to see. Now this is the Oculus Quest 2, but it's changed its name, so it's now the Meta Quest 2. So if you're sort of confused why I'm saying Meta Quest 2, or why I might accidentally say Oculus Quest 2, they're the same thing. It's all sort of Facebook's new branding. So, wrapper is off. We've got obviously a little list of what's inside the box here. So we've got VR headsets, silicone cover for facial interface, 2 Quest 2 touch controllers, 2 AA batteries, a power adapter, glasses spacer, and a charging cable. It does say on here Facebook account required. That should be changing very, very soon, if not potentially now when I open this, and you'll just need a Meta account as opposed to a Facebook account. Not that I actually know what the difference is. So over here we've got some examples of some games that you have on it. Hopefully I won't be buying all of these straight away because I've just wasted all of my money on this, but eventually I might buy a couple of games so we can have a little look and see what they're like. So let's flip this round and open it up. Meta Quest 2, lovely. So I can just, oh that's nice. It's got this sort of nice little pull to open thing, oh lovely. And there we go, there it is. So you've got some basic instructions up here, and I don't know what that is. I think it's just to keep that in place. You've got the controllers. Nice, and little wrist straps that are included on there, a little pull tab. I'm assuming that's to sort of engage the battery. Same on the other side, no different there. Got this little box here with Meta Quest 2. And then obviously this is your charging cable, so this is how you get charged. So USB-C to USB-C. You can also use that, from what I'm aware, you can use that to transfer files over. So if you record videos on it, you can use that to move that over onto your Mac. Now I've got a little UK USB-C plug. That's nice to have. And then I'm assuming some sort of manuals and stuff like that here. We've got reference guide, safety warranty guide. It's not even like a setup guide. Nice. We don't need safety. Let's pop that away. And this is the piece de resistance. Actually, well, before we do that, we got a bunch of stuff stuffed in here as well. So you've got your glasses spacer. That's to sort of, if you have glasses, it gives you a little bit more room. You've got in here a little silicone cover. So I guess if you're sharing this and you don't want the sort of the foam to get all horrible and sweaty, you can sort of cover that with that. Nice. Yeah, designed to fit over the Quest 2 standard facial interface. Right. Then you've got in here, move lenses left and right to find the clearest view. Okay, so you have to move them manually. That's interesting. And obviously this is the Quest itself. Is that paper? It's actually got a paper cover over it. I thought that feels really, really bad. But that's because it's paper. That just slides off. So let's move this out of the way and let's have a look at this thing in a bit more detail. Okay, so we have obviously the headset here. You've got some cameras around and it does everything inside itself. So this is one of the things that I really wanted to find out, really, because I had this idea in my mind of what VR was, and that it was, you needed a ridiculously powerful PC, you needed a headset that was sort of wired into something, and you needed things around the room to be able to pick up exactly where you were. And I thought it was this just ridiculously complicated thing. But it's not, and it hasn't been for a while, and that's just something that I've completely had wrong in my head. And in fact, what it does is it does it all by itself. It uses these cameras and sensors and accelerometers and stuff to be able to tell where you're looking at and what position you're in. And I think that's brilliant. It's made it so much simpler, and it's battery powered, so you don't even have to plug it in. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so inside here we have a couple of no liquid cleaners and no sunlight on the lenses. So don't leave it in the sun. That's fine. And you got the lenses here. And from what I'm aware, okay, they sort of adjust like so, depending on how big your face is. And then obviously underneath you've got some volume buttons, I'm assuming, charge ports, headphone jack, and then I'm assuming that's the power button. And I'll just... It's very dark in here. I need to adjust that strap. So I have an absolutely massive head, and that doesn't really help us in this situation, so that's a bit better. It's trying to find that mixture of having it secure, but also like not that it's like literally squeezing your brains out. So you didn't realise how big your head is until you have to put something on it like this. So, how's that? I mean, I can't see anything, so I don't know if it's all lined up properly. It seems a bit different. I can actually see out the bottom. I don't know if that's a problem. I'm assuming I just sort of turn it on. There's not really. So, we want to pull these out, peel that out, nice. And so if I pop it on, I can't see the instructions because it's not on. 1, 2. I might need to charge it. That might be the issue. It's not the longest USB-C cable in the world, so it's not that you can sort of stand up and use this thing. Oh, I've got a little light here, so that is doing something. Okay, this says it's got a 49% battery. It doesn't need charging. What are you playing at? Well then, see now, it's gone dark again. So I put it on and it had a 49% battery thing. Why am I so useless at this? Am I doing something wrong? Definitely works, because when I plugged it in, I saw a little battery thing appear. If that is literally all I got.
2 hours later.
Okay, something's happening. I've got a logo. I've got what I think is the Oculus logo. Big old sort of squash donut. It's making noise. Okay, alright. I'm unplugging. I'm in. I can see my controllers. That's really weird. When I was a kid, there was a guy who got the Nintendo Wii when it first came out, and it absolutely blew my mind. Literally, it was unbelievable. This sort of you're moving, and that's moving the screen, and it's all based on what's happening on the remote. It was crazy to me. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. It was so cool. I've not really had that since. There's not really been anything that's given me that sort of mind-blowing, this is so cool. And then a few years ago, I was in a shopping centre here in the UK, and there was a shop called Game, and in that shop they were doing a demonstration of VR, and they had a HTC Vive with like the massive like matrix cable coming out the back of it, and I gave it a go, and I had the biggest smile on my face, and it was the most unbelievable thing. And just from putting this on and seeing the remotes, I mean, I haven't had VR, so this is obviously very new to me. I've never owned it personally. Just from doing that, yeah, I'm already getting those same vibes. So apologies if I just have a massive smile on my face when I'm doing this. I've got little pointers. Obviously you can't see what I can see, so this is a bit of a weird thing to film. But I'm going to try and record as soon as I can. So if I go like that, and then... What is weird though is that because it's all in like sort of stretched out, it's not quite... It's HD, but it's not like 4K or anything. You can make out all of the pixels. So as soon as I take this off, I know I'm going to feel like I'm in like sort of some weird HD land. Please stay seated. Luckily, I'm not going to be standing up, so that's fine. I'm in sort of like bubble land. Connect to the internet. Oh, look at this. It's like a little keyboard. This is cute. I'm just linking my account with my Facebook account, so it's pretty simple. Obviously, if you don't have Facebook, I think you can just create your own. Choose how you'll appear. Sam. It's Samuel Jones. Just use this bad boy. That works, that's fine. Need to add some payment information. Bloody typical this is. What have I got? I've got the Quest 2. Looking for headset. Alright, it's wanting me to stand up now, so I'm pretty sure it's... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop there, and I think I'm ready to get actually set up properly and have a go with this thing. Okay, so here I am in this new virtual world, and it is absolutely mental. But basically, I'm just going to go over some of the cool, simple things that I've been doing and learning whilst doing this, and how I sort of got used to it. And I'll come up later with a sort of full review at some point. So obviously, you start off in this like sort of weird place, and it is really surreal. You have to sort of draw a boundary. Literally, I know there's the novelty side of it where things just are a bit of like a new experience, but It literally is getting me every single time I put the headset on. It's just absolutely phenomenal. But I'm just going to play a couple of games and see how we get on. That was very cool. So this is Echo VR is a free-to-play multiplayer sort of cross between, I'd say, football, well, soccer, a proper English football, and ultimate frisbee. So you've got to get the frisbee in a goal, and you're working with a team. Oh my word. Okay, I got it. Oh no. So my initial thoughts on the Meta Quest 2. Well, it is something that everyone needs to try. Like, genuinely, your mum, your nan, your dog, stick it on them and watch it blow their minds. It is an absolutely incredible piece of kit. I've had it for a few days now, and literally every time I put it on, I still just get that overwhelming wow feeling. I'm gonna do a review at some point on this, probably when some of the novelty of it has worn off, just to see what I actually think of it as a sort of long-term gaming solution. Am I going to be playing this or my Xbox? What am I going to sort of lean towards as my main gaming experience? So guys, if you want to see that, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Whoop!